I'm logged in as a procurement manager, and currently I'm on the landing screen of procurement manager. The landing screen is a dashboard view. Since this particular user is a manager, he is seeing metrics related to himself and also the team assigned to him. So the first metric that he's looking at is attendance. The attendance module clearly tells him that there are 4 people who are present today and 1 person in his team is absent. The second part of the panel shows the overall task status. So it shows that 87 tasks are totally assigned to him or to any of his team members, out of which 48 are completed and 39 are overdue. Now he may also want to know what is the number of pending tasks against each of his reporting staff. You can see that below. So you can see that we have the name of the staff like Kiran Dubey, Ramesh Kumar, and also the number of pending tasks against each one of those tasks. So as a manager, I would want to know that how many tasks are open against the particular staff so that I can track the work accordingly, or if I have to follow up with a particular staff, I should be able to do that quite easily. Now, the second part of the whole dashboard is related to the location. As a manager, it is very important for the manager to be able to bring in compliance with respect to how work is done, and location brings in a very important aspect of that compliance. So currently we are looking at a screen where it is showing the live location of all the customers and also where are the reporting staffs currently. Now, if we scroll down, we will see the current location of each one of those staffs and what was the last time the location was recorded. This particular data is helpful with respect to knowing that how many people are currently actively enabling the location and who has disabled the location. So this can easily be monitored with this particular view. Now, the next thing is, as a manager, if I have to, bring in compliance with respect to people are going to the ground and doing the work from the designated area, I might want to see that also. So for that, we can click on one of the staff under the list. And once I click on the staff, I'm going to a detailed view of this particular staff. So now let's say if I were to select a particular day, as a manager, I would want to know that on this particular day, what is the route that this person has taken, which all customers he visited. So I could do that. So now on the screen, you should be seeing a route already plotted on the map. This is the route which was actually taken up by the user. This is purely based on the location being captured from the route officer's mobile. And this is plotting the exact same route to the manager. So this gives a clear idea to the manager, the route he has taken, the customers that he has visited, what are the stay points where he stayed for, let's say, a configurable amount of time. It could be like 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, which is configurable. But this tells you that these are the places where he stopped for X number of minutes. Now we'll move on to the next module. The next module here is the task module. So from here, when I click on task, you would see I'm actually looking at a list of tasks. Earlier, we were looking at more of an aggregated view of your task where it was telling you that how many tasks are open and closed and overdue. But if you would want to get the detailed list of each and every task, the created one or the completed ones, you could come here and see that. And each of those card over here shows the basic details about the task, like the name of the task, the type of the task, who's the customer for that, who's the staff who is working on that. If you would also want to see the location of the customer, you could use the pin over here to go to the location of the customer as well. So I can see the entire list. If I also wish to filter out this list by multiple attributes available in the system, let's say status, which is open or closed, or substatus, which is like pending, and other things, and priority like low, medium, high. I could also filter out the task by a specific staff. So if I'm only interested in a particular staff's task for a certain day, I could do that filter also and go through the entire list of tasks that that particular staff is working on. We also have the search box here where we should be able to do a free text search. The task module. Now, as a manager, I should be able to create a task and assign it to a particular person. So currently on the screen, you are seeing 6 tasks that has been configured for daily procurement use case. The first one is a BCO assessment, which is related to more of a checklist based audit task that has to be done on all the BCOs. The second one is a farmer training. The route officers are supposed to be conducting farmer trainings on the ground for all the farmers. So this particular task keeps, helps the particular staff to record the training, and also who was the person who was present during the training time. The next one is a field officer training. So this is for the customers in your, this is for the staffs in the organization to be able to do a training. It could be associated to, let's say, an onboarding activity. So if a person is onboarded to the organization, he might be required to do a training, which is like a prerequisite for him to be able to go to the field. A manager can create this, and then the field officer should be able to record that training, being done or not done, and manager should be able to take an action accordingly. The next one is competitive analysis. Competitive analysis is important for the dairy use case because the dairy companies are supposed to be keeping track of the volume and the price of the milk, which other dairies are operating in the same area for. So this particular task helps the route officers to collect that data for other competitive dairies. The last one on the list is a farm visit. So sometimes the route officer might have to go to a specific farmer for a specific reason, right? So for example, if the farmer, you see a reduction in milk from a certain farmer, you may want to send a route officer to that particular farm to figure out what exactly is going on or what is the cause of that particular reduction in milk. So this particular task helps route officer to be able to track that kind of activity as well. Finally, we also have a task called as generic task. This is for a scenario where, let's say, currently the other 5 tasks are not sufficient, and there is some, immediate requirement has come up for a kind of task which was unseen. You could use this generic task for that kind of purpose. This is an open-ended task. This doesn't have any checklist or any configured questions. This is open for people to be able to create a task. So we'll go through that. So first, we will go through a task called as competitive analysis. So here you see that I'm actually selecting a BCO for which I need to do the competitive analysis. Then I can select a priority, and then I can select a plan date. So I can create a task accordingly for that. Similarly, let's say I create a generic task as well, right? So if I have to create a generic task, I have an option of even giving a name. So for example, if I have to create a task, which is a very immediate and urgent task that is not there in the system, is to be able to review BMC's hygiene because there has been an outbreak in that area. So I could create this thing in an immediate basis, and then this task gets assigned to the regular staff for doing this particular work. The first thing that the user sees when he opens the app is support for multilingual capability. So the app supports currently English, Hindi, Marathi, and this is one of the most core features of the application where we can easily convert the entire application into a new language in a very small amount of time. Now, after the multilingual capability, let's log in as a route officer. So I'm putting in my number. Now I've got an OTP and I'm entering the OTP. Once I do that, I get logged into the system. Now, once I log into the system, I get redirected to a dashboard screen. As a part of the dashboard, there are a couple of metrics that this person is looking at. The first one on the top, which is more of a card, is an aggregated dashboard kind of a view where he can see how many tasks are assigned to him, how many has he completed, and how many are overdue for him right now. On top of that, if he wants to just see what are the tasks that are assigned or created for today, in the list below, we could see that he's looking at only the task for today. So if a person who is doing his task regularly may not have to work around the whole app to figure out what he's supposed to do today. This is a very easy navigable option for the person to be able to finish a task by just being on the dashboard screen itself. The next thing for the route officer to do is to do a check-in, which is a part of our attendance management module in the system. So currently, if you see, I have clicked on check-in. And once I do a check-in, the system records the location from where we have done a check-in, and it also records the time. Now, this particular feature could also be geotagged for a use case where the client wants their staffs to be checking in only from a certain area. That area could be their office space. The area could be, if he's supposed to be working in a particular route or in a location, We could figure it out that whether he is around that place, around that location or not, and then allow or not allow the user to be able to check in. So this helps to bring in compliance from the attendance point of view as well. Now we will go to the task module for the field officer. Currently, if you look at this particular screen, we are showing the list of tasks that is assigned to him. This is an entire list of tasks, from the beginning of the time that he has been assigned or the things that he has been working on. So if he wants to just audit something or wants to go back to some previous tasks to see that what he did on that one, or if there is any other open task which are beyond something that was created for today, he could use here. You could use this list to filter out that particular task by multiple attributes. He can also click on the search box and easily type for a particular task name that if he's looking for, he can filter it out as well so that he can easily find out any task that he has ever got assigned or something he has worked on. Now we see the task type for the field officer. So we have, 6 tasks that are available as a part of daily procurement use case. Now we'll just see a task called as generic or ad hoc task. This is a task that even a staff like a field officer could also create for himself, and he could assign it to himself and can work on that one. This is for a use case where, let's say, there's something that has happened which he want to record in the system. This could be a easy record keeping way of doing it. So I'm creating a task, and let's say it is for missing instruments. So I'm just putting the name of the task as missing instruments and putting up a date for that. And let me create the task now. Now, if you would see, I have got the task created against my own name, and then it is showing up on the list. Similarly, I can also create a competitive analysis task also for myself, where I can select the BCO for which I need to do the competitive analysis. I can customize the name from competitive analysis to some other name as well, and I can manage that. So as a system, the manager can create a task for the field officer, but because of the ad hoc nature of the service that these people generally offer, the system also allows them to create a task for themselves so that they can record it and actually show it to their managers, even if there was something that was not assigned to them.